Both cars do the same thing, and have pulled off the same lines. Although I have not done this particular descent that I'm on now with my trail car. I have done it with my deadbolt, and I've done it with my long wheelbase four-wheel steer car, but this one for some reason has never been able to pull it off, not successfully. I'll try it with the other car just to see if I can do it. Here goes. Not been able to do this with the mudslingers. Those real chunky tread blocks just prevent that from doing it. And this is the second time I've ever tried it with this car. I'll try it a few more times with the Trailmobile and see if I can get it done. But these blocks, anytime the side of the block even touches the rocks, they'll grab, and that's not good for a descent like that, where you've got to hook the back tire and then back the car up and bring the center of gravity back over the tires because it's hanging by the rear axle. And I'll try it a few more times just to see if I can do it. So now I've done it with 3 out of my 5 crawlers that I really generally run. I've not tried it with my HBX Devastator yet, this route. I should do that. I don't think it'll do it though. But I've got, there's a good chance right here. See, what you're seeing is if the tread block touches these rocks here, it'll grab. And what I need to have happen here is the front to remain where it is and the back to pull back away from the camera as I reverse. And what it's trying to do is lift the whole car and take it forward. And with that front tire pushing, it's not a good thing. Ooh, it's hanging. Don't want to mess it up here. Alright, so the only 2 trucks I have now that have not completed that are my Enduro 24 with the SCX24 axles and my HBX Devastator. And I'll get those out and try to run them tonight. See if I can't make one of them get down there anyway. If any of them have a chance, it's probably the Enduro. And I say that just because it's such a huge wheelbase. I'll get it right out. Just to refresh your memory on my Enduro, I have an SCX24 battery ESC axles and deadbolt rear suspension. The Enduro also has this servo up high in the front. The motor, it's basically a barrage motor up high in the front as well. And everything on this rig sits high. So the only thing it's not is this lightweight little transfer case in the middle. But we'll give it a few runs, and if I'm successful, I'll put that one on the video. Otherwise, it'll get too long to see it crash over and over and over. But I don't hold out much hope for it. But if I do get it, it'll be really cool. All right, I've kind of spared no expense with this one. It's got mudslingers on it. And I had to reverse my servo here. The other thing about this with the SCX axles on it, it's geared super low, and that's cool. I like that. It's wanted to tip already. Now I've got a question: is do I have enough wheelbase to get down, or do I need to drag the back to get it down this huge, slightly longer than the truck? It doesn't matter. Takes it over the top. To its credit, it lands like a cat every time it lands on its wheels, so I don't know what to say about that. Only hope for getting this thing down. This is as close as I've ever come to making it down with this. I would love it if I could pull this off. Now, this part here gets real steep, and it would be good if I had some wheel speed for it so the truck doesn't tip over. But it makes it. That is the first time it has ever successfully made it down that section of course. The only one left is the Devastator, and it's on scramblers. I think it has a decent chance. We'll see how it goes. This is my Devastator. I've got RC four-wheel drive competition wheels on it, scrambler tires, and an SCX24 battery mounted vertically. So it's not right. It's kind of a messed up version of the Devastator. So one thing it does have is springs that I added that are much better than the stock ones because they'll actually articulate. Stock ones really don't do that, and it's pretty sad. It was kind of an afterthought what they did when they put those on there. I think they tried to make it look cool, but they were too stiff. The other thing I did, there's a video on my Rumble channel where I gave the back end more articulation than stock, and it's significantly more. That is better. I believe this thing will outcrawl a stock Devastator without any problem. So it is lowered just a little bit, so ground clearance is a little bit of a problem. The other thing that's bad about it is the wheelbase is equally long as the my long wheelbase four-wheel steer car and the SCX24 Enduro Chimera blend together. So I'll try a few runs down here and see if I can't make it happen. I think it has a good shot with the scrambler tires, and it also has a very low gear ratio. So the other benefit is I have four-wheel steer on this car, and I'll try to take advantage of that. I'll try to do a few runs here and see if I can't find the line that this thing likes in order to get down this pathway. So there's a long wheelbase advantage. I'm going to go into four-wheel steer mode on this. See if I can't kind of sneak it down. I would think I've got both rear wheels in the air. This is my second attempt with this vehicle. You can see how four-wheel steering makes up for a lot of things. Starting to slide. Well, I had not expected that. That's only the second attempt, and it had no problem. Of course, I don't have the body on it. I have the same type of buggy bodies that I normally run on my C10s, but that made it look pretty simple, and I'm kind of astonished by that. If that says anything about the Enduro, I mean, there's no way a stock Enduro would probably do what I just did with any of these cars, but they've all made it down this route. Hadn't expected that. I hadn't expected this one to do it so easily, but it sure did. Just in the interest of some fun, I'm gonna show you a climb at the end of this video, and I've got the Element Enduro on the right, the middle is an SCX24, and both of those first two have extended wheelbases, and the third car with no body is the HBX Devastator again. And just to show you, they all have roughly the same wheelbase. That's why I chose this SCX24 for the next challenge. We're just going to do a couple of climbs on these two rocks here. Both of them are fairly steep, and I'll show you where these cars excel or fall flat. First one at the wall is the Enduro24 with SCX24 axles, and it has no problem getting the front end up. The problem happens here. It bottoms out on the frame. I've never been able to get this up through the this path here, no matter what I do. It just doesn't have the momentum or the clearance to make it over the peak. I've tried. If I go off to the side or use the white rock on the edge, sometimes I can get it to do it, but it just won't make it up this direction. Sometimes I think it might, but the problem happens right there. Once that frame bottoms out on the rock, there's nothing it can do. It just unloads the weight from the tires and they lose grip. I've tried slow climbs, slow crawl. I've tried fast. I've tried different tires. And if it was going to make it over this, it would need even larger wheels than it has on it right now. It can't do it. So at this point, I'll transfer it to the other rock, and it'll show basically the same thing. Slow climb is not an issue for it, but that frame is a major problem. Long wheelbase will give you an amazing climb angle, but it'll kill you on peaks. It just doesn't have the clearance to get over. And now it's wedged. There's no getting out of that. I'll give the Devastator a chance at the same line. Scrambler's got plenty of grip until the frame bottoms out. Right there. There is nothing that's going to get that off of the frame except for gravity and backing up. I've tried to run at it. I've tried to do all sorts of things. Nothing's going to make it happen. And back to our original hill in this end of the video. Devastator can't even make it up the step to get up there. So I'll help it. Alright. There we go. It's on the top and it's bottomed out. We'll try 4-wheel steer. I'll try a different version of 4-wheel steer. And I'll try rear steer. That thing is bottomed out like the Ever Given. It just can't make it. And that's 2 down. Last one left is the SCX24. Again, these have roughly the same wheelbase as each other. The Enduro24s is just a few millimeters longer, and it would do better over terrain if this wheelbase was a bit shorter, but it would lose its climbing ability. And with smaller tires, this is the one that was doing 63 degrees, so it climbs like crazy, but the sacrifice is terrain clearance. And now for the final run, final car of the night, SCX24, extended wheelbase, 4-wheel steering. Like nothing. Simplest thing in the world. And now the final spot. Momentum is not used here. Not even a problem. Simplest thing. So we've shown that all 3 trucks can go down, but only one of them can come back up. So make your choice based on what's important to you. And I know which one I like, which one is my choice, and you're looking at it. But you choose the rig of your liking, and I'm just showing you what they do. So make your claims based on your own thing, but be able to back them up. Have a good night, everyone.